Hello. Today I want to look at some Hot Wheels that I've had for a little while, that I got in cases or in multi-packs, that just didn't grab me, that I dismissed almost immediately out of hand. And I thought it would be an interesting video to go back and really give them a chance, like I feel like when I'm opening a multi-pack, there's one that I'm excited about and the others I kind of put aside, or when I'm going through a case, there's the ones that leap out at you that really pop. And then there's the ones that are, maybe in a genre that I'm not particularly interested in. So maybe I'll talk a bit about why it didn't strike me, and then, give it a proper look. So, I guess because it doesn't match the grid, let's start with this. This is a multi-pack exclusive color, I guess, of the Nissan's 370Z. First of all, the paint is really nice. The silhouette is generally the first thing I look at a car, and it's pretty cool here. I didn't notice the like tiger stripe, black tiger stripe on the dark metallic flake blue. Hot Wheels wheels they're hard to get excited about. However, they are almost always flawless. And that's kind of why I wanted to take a look, a serious look at these cars that I'd kind of bypassed, because lately I've been opening Auto Worlds and Greenlights and, some higher level stuff like inno64 or Ignition model and X-Car toys and stuff. And they can make me excited about a car that I thought I had no interest in. Tomica Limited Vintage is a perfect example of that. A car that seems boring, but under their artistry becomes really interesting to me. So Hot Wheels, although it's clearly a toy brand, it's always been a toy brand, does what they do so flawlessly. They don't have car-specific tires, but because they use, from a set of tires, that they've only got so many, they've got them down to a perfection. They always roll. They know exactly what they're doing. And things that are flaws, aren't really, like, for example, I would like it if this car had rear paint. I think this casting might be a little wonky. They're not so perfect after all. Okay, sorry. I would love rear detail on this. Because they've got top detail for the headlights, and I think that's very important. Having headlights is very important on Hot Wheel, I think. Sometimes you can get away with it with like chrome or parts of the windshield like coming through. I think that works really well sometimes, so you don't need to use paint. The sides are less important to me than the rear, but I do understand that most people keep their collections side on, for display. And so, and they want to keep them around $1.50 in terms of price. And there's a lot going on with a Hot Wheel in terms of behind the scenes, I think. So for what you get, I want to look at these headlights, because these create an impression that's really very it's really very realistic. But when you look really close, it's more confusing than anything. And I think that's a real skill, something that at a distance or to the human eye looks like it's supposed to, but it's built out of, the closer you look, the more nonsensical it seems, because you don't have the actual detail to do what you want. You can create the illusion of it. I guess kind of like pointillism. The human brain fills in the data. Okay, so this is a Nissan. It is got Z badging on the sides. I assume there would be a badge there, and I guess there's a badge here. This car still doesn't really do it for me, but it was a good starting point for talking about Hot Wheels, I think. These headlights are genuinely impressive, I think. So, I've not changed my mind about that one. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. We have the 55 Chevy. I want to say Bel Air, but it doesn't say Bel Air on the bottom. And the one that I have that does say Bel Air is it's got much bigger rear wheels. So yeah, I'm not sure. But okay, let's look at this casting. I mean, it's a period when there were some really cool cars. Okay, it says Bel Air on the side. Not a period I'm super interested in. The inside casting is molded relatively well. Yeah, the lights, the little headlight moldings. The front on this one is actually quite good, because it's got paint and chrome, which is a very nice combination. That I think is the strength of this particular car. On the back, nothing. I mean, the chrome bumper looks good. This trunk doesn't really need anything, but I think these two taillights are, yeah, it's a shame. Obviously, you can't get rid of the sides, though, on this particular vehicle. And this one does have bigger front and back wheels. And, it says, so it is a Chevy Bel Air, and obviously, like all Hot Wheels, it rolls. To be perfectly honest, I got a similar car. It wasn't the Chevy Bel Air, but I can't remember exactly what it was, from Auto World or Johnny Lightning, one of those two round two companies. And it was heavier metal on metal, rubber wheels, more premium in every way, but it didn't feel as perfect as this. And that's one thing that, I mean, I really can't deny about Hot Wheels is just their efficiency. I went to Disney World, whichever one's in, I get them confused, whichever one's in Florida, and because I wanted to go to the Haunted Mansion, and I was down there to go see the final space shuttle launch, actually, and that was very, very cool. I went with my friend Ryan, who, by the way, is the Ryan that gave me this as a joke, and it wound up being my absolute favorite car so far. And I just keep it here for my videos. But anyway, we went down, and we went to Disney, because why not? When am I going to get a chance to go to the Haunted Mansion again? And one thing about Disney World is there's a lot of people there. Like, there's a lot of people, lining up for the attractions. But never once did it feel like I was waiting in line for a long time. Even if I was in line for like 40 minutes, it didn't feel that way, because they had it designed so that you never saw that many people in front of you. It was always turning, and there was always like a little something to look at. They had been doing it for so long, and they were so good at handling large queues of people. It was honestly one of the most impressive parts of Disney World, was how good they were at managing long lineups. It was like a miniature urban planning miracle. And I feel like, in a way, Hot Wheels are that good at quality control. Yeah. I mean, they make little plastic cars or metal cars for kids, but they've been doing it for so long, and they've just got it down to a science. This car, I actually have kind of changed my mind on, because the other car, with the rubber wheels and a similar vibe, but like heavier metal, and like felt more premium, but it also felt less perfect and pristine. And I think this kind of car, this, like, I want to say space agey, which is ridiculous, but that's what I'm going with. I feel like it needs to feel perfect, and that's what this does. I think this is a very good model. A very good model. So we'll put this in the I did change my mind about it pile. Okay, so up next we have the the 300ZX from Nissan. Yeah, I think at the time I was having a bit of fatigue with so this has sides, back, and top. And it feels kind of substantial. I wonder if it was, oh, I know what it was. It was part of, I think it was part of the J-Car box set, 6-car box set. And it was one of the ones that I wasn't really familiar with the car. I didn't really, didn't jump out at me. I was excited about the CRX, and so it's got backlights, and up front it could have painted lights, because that's the top, right? Like, the badging is right where those lights are. It's got the Nismo badge, which I honestly could do without, but it does have I don't know the nomenclature or whatever nomenclature, but it's got lensed headlights. They're part of the tinted window, but they're windowy headlights, which is cool. and also skylight, which you don't see super often on a Hot Wheels, or at least I haven't. One thing that I do like is that it has a molded door handle. It's not very precise. I mean, it's precise, and it probably looks exactly the same on every one, but it's not very detailed. But to the human eye, you look and it's, well, let's look at it back here. You're like, oh, it's got a molded door handle. So, I don't know. It's halfway for me, because I love when cars do door handles right, but and I like that Hot Wheels did it at all, but they obviously don't do it to the point of realism that I think makes a huge difference in castings. These gold wheels, the gold looks really good with the green. It's ridiculous. It's kind of a ridiculous metal flake green. Like, it doesn't feel like a real car, I think, is part of why I reacted poorly to it. And I know there are probably dozens and dozens of people out there who do their cars exactly like this. What's that on the top? Is that just paint chipped off? Yeah, that's just paint chipped off. I haven't been storing, these are all cars that I decided I don't like, so I haven't been storing them very well. So that's on me. And yeah, to be honest, I haven't changed my mind about this car either. I don't like the silhouette. Yeah. Okay, so two down. Okay, so this is from the German design premium set. I think this is the only premium car that I've got here that I had as a write-off. And I'm gonna be honest, part of the reason that I disliked this is because it has the name Quattro, and the Rally Quattro is one of my favorite cars. These wheels are interesting. It's 6 spokes, but they kind of come up in a diamond, which I didn't notice before. Like, they're 3-dimensional. So they have side details, but it's just this one tiny light. That's so that's some commitment, I think. Audi badge. I don't know what that badge is. The lights look okay. I mean, it's not a bad car. I think that, and the way that they do the headlights here is really good. The like graininess with the black and the white. I like the rubber tires. Sorry. Let's move these back a little anyway. It rolls really well. These premium cars, the way that they feel when they roll is really satisfying. I think they're probably much slower if you're like a kid and you have a track or whatever, but they do feel premium. Metal base, metal body. This is a good treatment of it's not a terrible car. It's a little coupe. Shouldn't judge it just because it's got cooler family members. So, you know what? That's well done. All right. I almost always discount trucks. I have no real interest in trucks. This is a Ram 2500 or Rampage, or I don't know. This is a Ram. This is a 2020 Ram 1500 Rebel. Now that I'm looking at it, the red is really cool though. Like the weird blood red that they use for the... Jesus, it's like a greenhouse. It's all glass all the way around. So how do they do the details on these trucks? How do they do them? So they've got the cool lights. They're angled down. The badging. Okay, so there are details on the side. Hot Wheels, Ram, and then this, yeah, the Rebel thing in the back. And so the lights are part of the side, but this isn't painted detail. This is because of the depth of the base paint. Like if you look at these door handles, they have the same kind of effect of a dark outline as this heavily cast Ram logo. That's really smart and really cool. I wonder if it works to less effect on. I think that the chrome red in the wheels is a bit cheesy. The wheels are obviously built to feel right for the car, but not to scale at all. But I mean, that's a fine line to walk, right? You want it to be fun, and that's goal number one. And this actually seems like a fun car. You know, it's got the big wheels, so probably, you know, playing in a driveway or something would be quite fun for a kid. I mean, the cab is longer than the bed, which I always find silly on these trucks, but I mean, you know, this isn't for someone to drive, this is for someone to play with. So, you know what? I like this. I think this is a cool little diecast. And I think part of the reason that it's won me over, aside from the really nice angled in headlights, is how smart they are with the paint. Like, this is really clever on the Hot Wheels designer side. Like, that's a really smart move, or trick, I guess. Okay, let's look at another one of these American. Some of these are older. Yeah, this one's from like 2008, and it's a Mercury Cougar Eliminator. The car itself might be from 2011 or 12, but first casting was in 2008. And this is one that benefits from how much chrome there is. Like, is that trying to fake headlights? That's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, that looks really dumb. Is that what it's doing? Yeah, that's what it's doing. I mean, I understand the instinct to, you know, try and, I mean, that's the name of the game, right? You want to get as much out of the passes you have, the 3 passes of paint you have as you can. But no, those are right in the fucking hood. That's not how that works. Plus the headlights are in the chrome. I do like the matching ugly green rims to the flame. I do really like the green flames against this dark aquamarine, if that's what it is. I'm not good with colors, but these lights really. Otherwise, I think I might have this might have grown on me. I really love the just squarey looking. I like the flames. I like how restrained they are with the flames on the hood, and even the sides. This is a good car. It's just, well, maybe that's not what that is. Because it's cast right into it. Maybe it has something to do with keeping the hood closed. If you look at the grille though, that looks like a headlight, but there's none on this side. I really don't know what to make of this. I'm gonna put it back here for now. And let's look at this, the RX-3. Where is it? My depth perception when looking through the camera is not so great. JDML, Yokohama. Okay, so this is Mazda RX-3 from, well, it was cast in 2015. The gold and the yellow go together okay. The gold goes better with the green, actually. I want to say that they should have used one of the passes for the headlights, because I really do think this car would look good with headlights, but this green and yellow combination is very nice, actually. I have a couple real sponsors. The silhouette of this car is really nice. I don't think I noticed this before. It's just, it's so small. It's like, yeah. It's I don't know the word for it. Not stubby, but petite. It's charming. It's got a charming silhouette. I mean, I don't know if it's a hatchback or not. I mean, maybe the street version is, but it's two-door, which I hadn't noticed before. I just kind of put it aside as a car that, you know, didn't have headlights and I didn't know much about, and no, this is great. I love the colors for this particular, instance of it, but maybe there's some even cooler ones out there. This might be my favorite one so far. Okay, so I don't want to do just all the American. Let's finish the American cars. So this is a Chevelle SS 396. Hastely's Chevelle, 40 years. Super Sport. You know, it's got a muscle car silhouette. Just the chrome in the front. The wheels are inoffensive. It's got that Hot Wheel muscle car stance where they put big wheels in the back. I mean, I think they do that a little less now. This one's, I think this is one of the older ones I picked up. 2009, yeah, so this is probably from 2011 or 12. I'm not sure what this is. I mean, this is an attractive livery, but I think that the, I mean, I think it's charming to have like a local business style thing on a car, especially like an American muscle car, because it makes me think of like a local derby or something like that, you know. But this car just does nothing for me, and I know it's a classic, but yeah. This is one I thought I would like a lot, and it's got, oh, well, first of all, it's got a lot of, I had to clean up a lot of little bits of plastic, so quality control isn't always 100% perfect. This one looks like it was like punched out of a piece of plastic, and they missed a whole bunch of it. But anyway, it's a 82 Nissan Skyline R30, and it must have come out this year or last year. RS Turbo. Again, the door handle is actually done fairly good for like the naked eye. The metal flake gray is nice. Actually, I think it's kind of whoa, what is going on here? Okay, so they're lensed headlights from the window, but this is ugly as hell. That's the bottom. No, it's not. It's the interior. No. Oh, it's on the back too. The lights look really good on the back. Those lensed fronts would have let you do two sides in the back. Why this interior thing? Oh, it's so ugly. Maybe if you had a black interior. Oh, it's brutal. Knocked it out of my hand. I mean, okay, all right. Let's be fair. Aesthetically, those taillights are so great. This is a bit of clever design. Why the fuck they did it in pasty gray, I do not know. I mean, I guess it goes with the like super boring nature of this car, like this version of the car. But like, it's unpleasant to look at. So this is a good casting. This is objectively a good casting. It's smart. It frustrates me to look at those headlights or taillights because they're so good. It's smart. It's gonna be so much better in other versions. So I guess I'm gonna put it here, but I hate this. Okay, so here's one I know that I'll like, because I think I discounted it. Because I was just like not interested in Porsches at the time. This is interesting. Why is this a separate piece? So this is a Porsche 911 GT2, and I don't like that they made the wheels different sizes. GT2. Taillights look okay. And then, yeah, it does this lensed headlights, and on the top you get the, you know, the Porsche badge. This is just very restrained. It's like where did I put it? It's like the all black Porsche GT3 I was looking at. Just the other, where is it? Right there. It just, yeah, it just makes the best of all of the Hot Wheels strengths. It doesn't need a lot of passes, you know? The shape of the car is where the coolness comes from. And I do not, however, understand why it's got a separate red spoiler, because the reds don't match. It's plastic, whereas this is metal. The interior's not red, the bottom's not red. Like, it's not an extension of anything. It's a bit of a mystery, but I do like the GT2. Okay, so this is, pardon me, this is good. We only got 3 left. Okay. I have no interest in this car. It does have things about it that I like. The really square spoiler, the smart way that they did the headlights on the top, so they can have a top pass of paint. The copper here goes really well with the paint. I don't like the silhouette. I know it's a very cool, very fast and successful car, but McLaren F1 GTR, it's just, I guess, and this is probably because I don't know too much about them, and oh, this is much more sparkly than I realized. That's kind of nice that the paint is so sparkly. And this is, and I fully recognize that this is because I'm not familiar with them enough, but hypercars all kind of blend together for me. I don't find them charming. I don't find them interesting. Yeah. I guess I left 2 trucks for the end. Okay, so this is a Ford Bronco, right? Yeah, 21 Ford Bronco. So it's gonna have the new type of lights. Yeah. I actually kind of like the new Ford Bronco, like when I've seen it on the street. Okay, so they went for front and sides and the just completely blacked out windows. I like the idea of the paint splashes. And they're not completely symmetrical, like it's not just they flipped it over on the other side. But I guess these are supposed to be muddy wheels. I've seen much nicer castings of the Ford Bronco than this. This doesn't convey any of the character of it at all. Like, I feel like it's not even the right shape. It might be, I don't know, but it really doesn't feel like the Ford Bronco, the new one. And then I'm not going to change my mind about this. It's got a skateboard in the back. That's a detail I didn't notice before, but GMC Hummer EV, so it's an electric Hummer. I want to say something, I don't know, interesting about this, but there's nothing interesting about this to me. Okay, so let's look at the good ones though. Okay. Porsche GT2. Very cool. Spoiler kind of throws me, so I'm gonna, I mean, it's good. This is a good car, but this spoiler takes it out of the running for top 3. I'm gonna put this in the top 3, even though I hate this one. I'm gonna try and find other ones that make better use of the very intelligent design choices. The Audi Quattro, yeah, it's good. It's, you know, I don't love it, but it's good, and I discounted it unfairly, but it's not top 3. This Chevy Bel Air is top 3. It's a beautiful car. It's, yeah, it was definitely a mistake for me to discount this. I think this would be a very fun toy for kids. Discounting it was silly, I guess. Also, there's some really, really smart design choices in this particular deco for it, or livery. And then this is just a fun. Yeah, I love the silhouette on this car. I'm gonna definitely seek out more of these. So, love, lots of potential, but hate. I hope that you have a good day.